So my name is Karen Hodkinson. I'm a director of Steel City Properties. Today I was wanting to show you around a property that we've just finished refurbing. It's taken us about 2 or 3 months to complete this refurb, completely back to brick. I'm so looking forward to being able to go along and show you around all of the different aspects that we've done in this property to bring maximum value. So starting outside, we've made many changes. Originally, we had a wall that came out here which wasn't allowing there to actually be a driveway. I feel that for modern living and also for curb appeal for not only buyers and renters, it's really important that they've got off-road parking. So as you can see, the wall has gone right back there, which is then allowing for 2 cars to park on here if that's what people are wanting. This house originally had pebble dash, which is very similar to what our next door neighbour has got. We've chosen to remove that and put monocues on there, very much feel as though it's bringing it more up to date, gives great curb appeal to both buyers and also to renters. Okay, so now I'm going to go along and show you around. Okay, so I've just brought you to the rear of the property. This is where we've put the extension, which is a 3 metre, which allowed us to do it underneath permitted developments. We've done that for speed because we weren't necessarily wanting to have to wait for planning to come through. So we've come out the 3 metres, which has given us a really good extension. Again, we've gone along on monocues. We've put the bifold doors, and you'll see when we go inside that we've gone along and put some good roof lights in there. So it's very much as much open in living that we've tried to do, because there's a lot of aspirational living now for people that are wanting that kind of aspect to their property. So outside, this garden was very, very overgrown. There wasn't any fencing. It hadn't had too much attention for a very, very long time. So we've taken it right back, laid some turf down, obviously put some fencing at the end there, and we've also used the stone down the sides, and that was the stone that we used from the front wall. So trying to recycle as many materials as we can, just feel as though it gives a little bit more interest. As I keep on mentioning, the inside-outside living is so important to people nowadays. So for that, we decided to do a good sized patio, which enables people to do the entertaining, which this house, I feel, is pretty much designed to do. It's almost impossible to go along and do a refurb and do it to everybody's specification. But there are some things that I'll always be looking for. So for example, the vertical radiators, I think they're a great design. They're also very space saving as well. So if we think about it, this wall here, the radiator's been put there because what else could that space be actually used for? Whereas if I'd have put a conventional radiator, I could have put it along here. But if anything, that could well be blocking what somebody is wanting to do here. This whole area can be used as a dining area. It can be used as a lounge area. So it's just leaving it up to more options because people have different ideas of how they're wanting to live. So small but simple things when you're doing design is, I've got a plug socket in the middle of the wall. Reason being, again, people don't necessarily have their TVs on a stand anymore. They're actually wanting them up on the wall. So it's given them that option. You'll also notice that I've not put an aerial there because, yet again, modern living, people don't tend to go along and use aerials. And you know, if they're not wanting to put the TV up there, I'm just going to let a picture on. So the whole purpose of us doing this extension is very much about open plan living. And again, it's features that are so important. So we've decided to add some luxury to this by putting this induction hob in with the downdraft. So basically there's a grill under here and it's got a carbon filter in there. So not only does that future-proof us, another reason that we decided not to have any other way of extractions, we'd have to have a hood up here, and just felt that we've had so many clean, simplistic lines in here that by having an extractor fan hood or traditional actually wouldn't necessarily work in this room. So as investors, numbers are really important and we must always keep an eye on them throughout the refurb. I talk about this because I want to talk about the fact that not everything went to plan on this refurb, and I think it's really great to go along and put your hands up and say, actually, this didn't quite go to plan. So one of those things that didn't go to plan on this refurb was, ideally, I was just wanting this wall to be completely clear. There was never going to be a pillar here. There was never going to be a bigger nib on the other side as well. However, when we went to order the steels have gone up by 30%. It was decided we needed to go along and make a compromise because we need to keep the budget under control. So instead of using those steels, we decided that we'll put a pillar in as well. And I personally am more than happy with that compromise. It still gives us the effect and has allowed us to stay on budget. We've also reconfigured, again, I keep on talking about modern living, but for me, I feel that it's really, really important because you need to be able to put things in there that either your vendors or your tenants are actually wanting. So we've decided to put a downstairs toilet in there. We have minimal room, but we've still got your toilet in there and also your basin. So sometimes clever design allows you to have things where space can be at its minimum. So there's been major changes upstairs as well, completely reconfigured. Originally up here we had a very small landing, separate toilets, a great big bank of wardrobes with an old tank in, etc., which made it a very small box room. And the bathroom had literally just a bath and a vanity unit in. That was all that it had. Again, we needed to go along and reconfigure this and be a little bit more smart, because at the end of the day, the idea of being able to do these refurbs is to get as much return as you possibly can. So by reconfiguring upstairs, we've now made a good family-sized bathroom, but we've also made the other rooms. We've now got 3 double bedrooms, which for me is really, really important, whether it be for families, whether it be for couples who are wanting a room for an office, which at the moment a lot of people are wanting that. I personally am really pleased that the reconfiguration that we've done up here has worked really, really well. When you're doing a refurb, obviously design is really important, but we also need to go along and think about the thermal efficiency as well. So in this property, we've decided to put LED lights not only in the extension in the kitchen, hall stairs and landing. Yes, there are those additional costs, but things that are becoming more important to people who are wanting to buy, but also to rent, is to become much more energy and environmentally aware, and feel that by putting the LED lights in, this not only gives you your design, but also the demands of people wanting to live in the property as well. So what's next? I'm out consistently looking for more properties that need renovating, so I'm able to flip them, not only for myself, but also for investors. I'm also out wanting to buy new properties to put into the buy-to-let portfolio. I'm consistently talking with investors who invest with myself. So if that's something that you could be interested in, then please do feel free to contact me.